Hi, it's Madhu here. Welcome to today's tutorial. Today, I actually am going to discuss about how the website are developed from the very basics. This is how we can develop website from very basic or start zero. In fact, 0 point. Now, let's get started. First of all, we can create our folder, and our folder can be anywhere. We can create our folder in the desktop here, create new folder and create here. But for me, I'm not going to create it here because I want to be my folder to be very close to the operating system or the memory of the OS. So I will come here into user and create my folder here. So I create my folder here and I name it DHS. For your information, maybe you don't know that DHS means Design House Studio, and this is located in Nairobi West, an architect company owned by Chalo Chaka, and I am Python developer in the company. Hope my boss will not judge me by using his company name in demonstrating how website are developed. Now, having said that, we can now we can now, from here, we can now use the following. We can now use either Git, we can use VS Code or Visual Studio Code, and Python. Remember, last lesson we installed the Python here and we checked the path. We ensured the path is checked. That's why we are not going to be being asked anywhere to incorporate Python here because we already done it while installing the Python. Now let's open this folder in the terminal or command line of the Git. Command line of Git is achieved like this. You right click on the folder Designer Studio and you click on Git bash, and then the Git bash terminal or command line open. You know, people will say, command line is a unique. It's used by the professionals. It's used by the expert. No, that is not really true. It can be used by anyone. It can be used by anyone who knows how to develop, who knows how to work with terminal. Now, let's make the path. And the path is where the environment of this folder is going to be connected with the Git. Remember we said Python is already incorporated here. So how do we create the virtual environment? Remember, what is the virtual environment, by the way? The virtual environment is a specific environment where you are going to work on your project without disturbance of the other applications within the computer. So this one, when we create a virtual environment, that means we are within the development mode. Now let's see how to create a virtual environment. First of all, we start with Python. Then we say message or minus m env, no, virtual env, that means virtual environment, and our name will be env, will be environment. Actually, that means you call Python, yes, message is this, create as virtual environment, and that virtual environment name should be env. Let's enter and see what happens. Yes, now the environment is created already. And when you want to know whether the environment has created, you can come here to DHS. Remember, initially a no environment, and this is env, our name of environment. So when you click on it to open, you find all those. You find include lib and script and Python. Remember, script has got capital S. Inside the script, we have activate, activate setting, activate with capital A, deactivate setting, pip, pip 3.10, pip 3, Python, Python now. Now, what is there in the script and we are going to use is either activate or deactivate. Activate means you activate the virtual environment. Deactivate means you deactivate the virtual environment. When you deactivate the virtual environment, that means whatever you are doing, it is global. It can go to the memory. It can go to other part of the memory and interfere with the smooth flow of the development. So we need a virtual environment in which we are going to work only within that environment, and therefore we are going to make it. And how do we make it? We go back to the DHS. We go back to our DHS folder and we say that is all right. Come here and we look at our terminal command, and here is where we are going to activate our virtual environment, and we activate our virtual environment like this. Source script. Remember, script is capital letters we have seen. Scripts. No, let me, sorry. We start with environment because we want to activate the environment, env slash. This actually is not slash, but sometimes it's called forward slash like that. Then script. Then scripts, and we get to what else? Environment, scripts, and then we activate. We activate the environment and then we hit enter key. And you see, this is an environment, env, meaning it has been activated. Now, what is remaining is now to install the Django. So to install the Django, we only say pip install Django, pip install Django like that, and you hit enter. Install is not written like that. Let me check the spelling. There is no A, it is install. it's pip in install Django, and it's Python, my friends. You just click a button and things start happening. Things start working on their own. So let's wait as we relax and Python is doing the work. And yes, it is successfully installed. But it's saying my pip it need to be upgraded. It is no problem. You can upgrade it like this, or you can just work with an upgraded one. But let me show you how to upgrade it in case it do like this and you want to upgrade it. You type python.exe minus m pip install dash dash upgrade pip. So remember, I'm a Python developer and I don't want to make a lot of work. Just paste here and click enter, and see that's how a Python do things. Something is successfully installed. Let's go back, and yeah, successfully installed pip 22.01.04. So now we can go ahead. Now, having make a step and we have installed Django, then what next? We are going to use VS Code to develop the website that says hello world. Actually, we are going to develop a web page that that actually give us a hello world greeting. So let's go and do how can we do that? We can do that by taking this folder and dragging it into the VS Code like this. We drag it into this VS Code and wait to open like that. This is another project that's open. No problem. No problem at all. No problem at all. We can also try it again. Let's open it first of all. And this is our now our DH folder. We list it there. And now nothing is here. Nothing is here. So what we do, we are going to create the folder and we are going to use the terminal. We are going to use this terminal and we are going first of all to create the project. And how do we create the project? We create the project like this. Python. No, not Python, no. That is Django. Django admin. Admin. Django admin. Start project. It's like we are telling Django admin to start project. Django admin start project like that, and we give that admin project name. We can give the name as DHS project, DS Design House Studio P for project, and then we put the dot. That dot hasn't got significance. It means that where is the folder is where that project is going to be actually developed. Then we enter like that, and it has been shown in the developer in the our 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 editor, our code editor, like it is here, DHSP. Then After that, now we can use to create an app. The first app is going to be Python. We are going now to be using Python to create apps. Python manage.py, Python manage.py, start app. We give that name, we give the app the name like DHS app. DHS app, like that. There is no need of now putting the dot. It is going to come automatically after the where designer's project has been created. Click enter, and yes, now that is what we need to do for us to start working with the code editor. Now let me minimize this one, and then I come here and I open this one. I open the project. When you look at the project, you can see these settings, URL, and wages.py. So what we do here, first of all, let's create something called views. Views dot py. When you create views.py, that is a folder, and as you can see, it is for views. And this one, it is the one that is used to define function, either to do something like function. Let me show you how we do it. Let's define the function, and this function should be home view. Home, like that. We do request. And when we do home request, we are going to return. We are going to do return. We are going to return. By the way, if you are very new in the Python, there are so many things that I am not actually going to cover, because it's just basic to give you the past tense that says hello world. But in my LinkedIn, you can find me there, and these things are explained in details in the day 4 of the web development there in LinkedIn as Chalo, as Mudui Chalo. Get there and you learn more about these basics, because I've explained them in details in that area. So we have defined home and request, and we have to return, and we are going to render. We are going to render it too. We pick up the request, and we do render request. Let's call this one ht. Let's call it home dot html. When in the JavaScript they call it index, they want to call it index.html, but here in Python we have the freedom to call it whatever the name we want. Now, having done that, you can see there is a render method that is there is error here that saying no error, no error, render. Where are we going to render this from? When you look at this one and you go to views, and you go to views here, you see from Django shortcut import render. So it's here. Let's copy this and come here and paste it. I'm sorry because I'm already I'm already Python developer. That's why I'm doing things faster here. So we say Control V, and the render has gone. The render error has disappeared. Now that one is enough. What we do now next is to go to URL, and URLs here we are going to specify the path. Path is where actually this path now it is showing us something. When there is no this path, what will happen when you run this one? It is default Django page that is coming to be that is going to be displayed. But here we leave that blank, meaning whenever you open, you must go to what? To the following view, and this view is called home. So we declare it here views views dot home, and we can call it a name. We can give it a name. And this name is called home, like that. Now remember, there is another word. There is another error here. This error now, this error actually is an error that is coming because we have not imported the views here. So what we are going to do is going to do from dot import views. What does that mean? You can see the error has gone. What does that dot mean? This dot means we are in the same app, this app, and this app is where we are going to import our views from. These are views. We are going to take it from the actually we are going to take it from here, the same folder where our folder is located, and we take only the views and bring them here. And that is what we are ought to do. Now another thing that is last, remember this is a VS Code enter and you have to save. This is not PyCharm where it is saved, it's saved automatically. So we have to save everything after we have done. Now another thing, it is about the templates. You have 100 from the JavaScript, those are coming from the JavaScript. Yes, but here we do it like this. We actually create the folder, and this folder we call it templates. And when you call it like that, we click enter, and we come back here to settings, and in the settings we mention that templates somewhere, and this is here. Remember, this is a code, these are coding. So whenever you are mentioning something and you bring it, it is and this is a dictionary list. That means anything should be inside the quotation mark like that. So we call it templates like that, and you control S or you save. Now we can go to the template and create our file. This file, it is going to call. Remember we said it is home.html. This one is going to give us h2, and this h2, let me show you something here, because this is a very new, maybe asking why this home.html and where it's coming from. This home.html, it is being coming from the views, which is a function, and this function is defined as home, and it is requesting it from URL, This URL, which is views.home, it is coming here and rendering it into the browser. When the browser opens, nothing else that is being displayed. It is only the the the, the port address, then the page, nothing else. And that is how it means. Now let's come here back to our template and let's name it. For example, let's say hello world. Hello world. Let me hello world. Control S, and then we want. Remember, we created application here. This app also is another is another thing that we should consider when it comes to the design house a project. Here we say settings and we mention that app here where there is installed app. Installed app is here, so we come here and we mention this one as DHA, design house app. This one is not going to display anything, but in the future it is going to be very important. That's why we have mentioned it there, so that when we go there we get what? We get the answer. Actually not answer, but we get the whole folders incorporated in the settings, the main project. That is that. So now only thing that we are going to do is going to test whether our page is going to be displayed. And what do we do? Here we come back to the command line, and in the terminal of the Git we type win pty python manage manage.py, then run server, then run win py python manage.py run server, then you enter. Then you see this one is under port http://127.0.0.1 colon 8000. So what you do here, we should use shortcut here, and we hold down control and then we come and over this one and we click it like that. And what is this? There is a problem, and say template does not exist at home.html. Let's go back. Template. That is right. Let me check the other one. Okay, we did template instead of templates. Let's add S, Ctrl S, and come back here and refresh. See, yeah, hello world. That's how now you can develop so many things. You know, when you inspect this one, you will not be saying this is from the Python. It is just going to behave as if it is coming from JavaScript. You can see, and you can see this is how we do it. Inspect it like that. Let me get rid of this. Hello world. So when you get rid of this, you can see element, you can see body, can see console, you can see all these are things that are coming from JavaScript, but now it's coming from JavaScript in the website. Log, console, and all that thing are actually used by those who are mostly used by those who do it using JavaScript. Now, this is how we were to do today, and thank you for keeping up with me. Until next time, goodbye.